Well, I guess it's a nice warm welcome and good evening to everybody. I hope everyone's doing fine. I've got myself, obviously, and Mr. Fortney in the background. What we're going to be doing today is following on really from where we left off last week. Now, last week we were talking about how important it is to get reviews. So what we're going to do this week is follow on with respect to how to get those reviews in respect to using various different I guess, software platforms, various different groups, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to go through that. I'm going to drive. Rob's going to jump in at the relevant points. So let's not hang around and let's jump in. So today is the August 13th, and we're going to be looking at giveaways for reviews, but this is the key thing, staying inside the Amazon Terms of Service, or the TOS. All right.
So let me add a couple of things in here, Paul.
Please do.
So I guess, so we know that this process is super important. And, you know, before it was give as many away and you would just get reviews and reviews and reviews. This process has changed dramatically. But a couple of things that I want to stress up front, which are this. That this change in reviews and the way that it's gone down in the last, well, I don't know, it's been about 10 months now, I guess, maybe close to a year. I guess it was last October when this first happened. First of all, has leveled the playing field quite a bit so that you're able to, you know, still compete with your product with these guys that, you know, bought all these reviews, because a lot of these guys lost thousands of reviews sometimes. And if you'll see in most categories, the amount of reviews have come down quite a bit significantly. Now, obviously, when something has a lot of reviews, it does have an advantage in certain categories. Now, a couple of things. One, if your product is less than $35 and maybe even up to $50, obviously, the review portion is less important as far as my ability to be able to make a decision without as much social proof. So when you take a product that costs under that $35, people are just less likely to put more effort into really researching that product. So that's a slight advantage. I'm not saying that it doesn't, you know, negate having no reviews. Now, the other thing is that about most people, we found that about 80% of people are willing with a review number of around 10 to 12 are willing to take that as much social proof as somebody who has larger amounts of reviews. Because what tends to happen is once you have 10 or 12 reviews, that fills that front page up. It's enough impact. The average person is only going to read that front section. They're not going to go to page 2, or they're going to go read your best review and your worst review. But typically, they're not going to scroll through pages and pages of reviews, even on somebody who has 1,200. I also think that there is some skepticism by people. I mean, there was a lot of information about reviews and the kind of reviews that were.
Oh, Rob, I think you've just gone on mute somehow. Hello. Let's see if we can get Rob back for a second. So yeah, basically we're saying, Rob was saying that it has changed. But you really got to understand that, yeah, getting reviews and how important they are, yes, is important. But from a social point of view, as long as you've got 10 reviews, or you don't need to strive to get thousands and thousands of reviews. I think that's the point we're coming from here. And being able to get initially that 10 to 20 reviews will be good enough. And that would certainly be good enough in order for you to show that you have a presence within the product that you are selling. In other words, those people that are buying it have left a review, and they've left a positive review in order for prospects to actually have a look at the top reviews to say, you know what, yeah, this is a pretty good product. I'm going to go for it. You know, and you've got to remember, a $35 review is different to a $200 or $1,000 review. In other words, a review on that product price. If you're looking for a new TV or a refrigerator or the latest washing machine or something like this, you're going to spend a bit of time researching. Okay, and reviews is part of that. If you've got pretty much an impulse purchase, you just want to make sure that it's not going to fall apart on you. Okay, so you're not going to scroll through. That's what Rob was saying. You're not going to scroll through pages and pages and pages of reviews doing some research on a $20, $30, $40 product. You know, you're just going to do read a few reviews. If they're positive reviews, yes, it's a great product. It does exactly what I'm after. That's it. That's all you need. Okay, that's all you need. So I think that's basically where we're coming from. So the importance is to get that first 10 to 20 reviews, and after that, you're going to automatically build the number of reviews organically anyway. But don't stress out with respect to, it's like, I haven't got thousands of reviews, or I haven't got hundreds of reviews. You don't necessarily need them. Okay, but it is important to have some reviews in there such that your prospects can actually check out the product that people have already purchased and say, you know what, yes, this is a good product, it's a good quality product, it does exactly what it does and meant to be, and it's all looking good. Okay, so that's basically where we're coming from now. Right, so let's jump in to the first slide. Okay, so the dilemma is, how do you get the reviews when you're giving away products at a discounted rate and keep within the Amazon's TOS? Because as we know that the process or the review process has changed last October, where you're not allowed to send out discounted products and ask for reviews in exchange. Okay, that's called incentivized reviews. That's now been banned, and clearly, Amazon do take this very seriously, and they will stop any reviews going up or remove reviews that have been what they consider incentivized. Okay, so like we were saying before, Amazon's TOS changes on a crackdown on incentivized reviews, you could, in effect, join a review club, add your product to their database. What you would do is you would offer out a promotion discount code, and it's usually, you know, substantial. We're talking about 80 to 95% or more in some cases, and they would list your product on their website or send it out via email to their members and say, here's a discounted product, buy this and leave a review. Okay, that was in the old days. They're not allowed to do that now. So the playing field has evened out, but the rules have changed on how you can do it. Yes, you can still create promotional discount codes. Yes, you can actually send those discount codes or list your product on review clubs, and we'll see how we do that in a minute. Okay. So since the Amazon's ban on incentivization on the reviews, there have been a number of leading Amazon review services that have changed their focus, like I said. Okay, now their goal is for you as a seller to sell more of your products rather than generating reviews. What I mean by that is they're no longer allowed to ask for a review. The aim now is to shift products. sell products. Okay, so by offering shoppers discounts, you will still be able to sell more products, obviously. So if you're getting a product out there for $2, $3, there's a high probability that you're going to shift a lot of products because it's a great deal. Now, Amazon will recognize these increase in sales because you increase the volume, right? And consequently, it'll move your product in the bestsellers list, i.e. your bestseller rank will get better. Okay, therefore, the higher up you are, it'll increase your visibility in other ways. In other words, you might be on page 2, maybe page 3. Maybe if you're selling a lot, you'll jump straight onto page 1. There's no guarantees on where you're going to get, but the key thing is the more products you sell, the better the BSR you're going to get. The better the BSR, the higher up the ranking you're going to get. Consequently, you're going to get shown earlier on in the page listings. Okay, so that's basically what it's working here now. So let's have a look at the different options we've got. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to break this down into a different set of sections. Now, let me explain what these sections are. Something like the AMZ tracker. This is a software platform. Okay, it will cost you money in order to get your product listed on there. And some of these platforms offer different pricing strategies. Okay, the second section that I'm going to go through is the review clubs. Okay, so you need to reach out to a club, in effect, and say, hi, I'm interested in listing my product for a discount. I know we can't do a request for reviews, but I'm interested in selling other products. So we'll have a look at those. And lastly, Facebook groups. Okay, now there's more Facebook groups than I can list, but I shall show you how to go and find them, and we'll go physically go and look at some of those. All right. So
we're back.
Yes. Hello, Rob. How you doing?
I'm doing well. That happens
Good.
when you log in and out.
Well, yeah, been there, done that. But that doesn't phase us anymore. It used to, but it doesn't now.
So one of the benefits, Paul, to and you did a great job talking about it, but one of the great benefits of doing what we're talking about with these reviews, and I think you covered just briefly there, but is that this is all part of your launch plan, because just remember, any sale at all has an impact on your product. So, you know, Paul, when we talk about this, you may want to touch base a little bit on a super URL in some of these cases where you can use that to an advantage. And so let's just definitely make sure as we're talking about this, if we have a chance to talk a little bit about how, in addition to trying to get these reviews, that you can, as well as, you know, impact your ranking and moving up the ladder, which is super important as well. Because the natural pace at which people leave reviews, guys, is about 3 to 5%. In some of these categories, especially on a lower price product, it may be 1%. So yes, it is very difficult to get these reviews. Now, you know, that's where these Facebook groups are going to help you. That's where making a list of old friends that you may haven't contacted for a while, you know, you're going to have to get imaginative, as we talked about last week, and we spent some time on that. So if you haven't listened to last week's show, which is more about, you know, the kind of down and dirty way, you got to be able to get them sometimes. So, but these things we're talking about today are all legitimate, above board, you know, for doing what you're doing, to be able to promote people to give you these reviews. And it's just a matter of, on some of these, it's just a matter of the volume of people that you're going to do. You know, hopefully they're just more incentivized in these groups to be able to leave your reviews. So there you go.
And I think they're still conditioned to leave a review, even though they're not asked to, even though they are reminded that, yeah, this is not a product swap review system. A lot of the people in the groups are still conditioned that way, so they'll naturally think that I should leave a review. So, which is obviously a benefit. So, right. So let's have a look at AMZ Tracker. Okay, so AMZ Tracker is a software platform. And it offers a number of different activities or tools to help you through your Amazon journey. It's got here. Basically what that means is AMZ Tracker offer a number of different tools that allow you to help you build your business as opposed to anything else. Yeah, they look at listings, they look at reviews, they'll look at tracking metrics, and a number of different other things. Consequently, there is a price to this, but one of the aspects they have is the AMZ Tracker can help you grow your business through reviews, and they have their own review club. Now, this has changed because that was purely a review club. In other words, we'll give you a discount. Don't forget, we'll get you a review as well. That's clearly changed, and they have changed their terms of service within their own group itself. And each of the members is, every time they purchase a discounted product, they are reminded they are not obligated to leave a review. All right, so that's very, very clear. So that's AMZ Tracker. Let's have a look at something else with inside there. So the aim is to generate more sales, and this is direct from their website, okay, which will quickly improve your Amazon sales figures, keyword rankings, and position in the bestseller listing. Now, let me touch on the keyword rankings here and go back to what Rob mentioned a little while back, was super URL. If you don't understand what a super URL is basically is a URL or a search term link that you generate, which has got your product landing page. It also consists of your ASIN number. It also consists of keywords that you want people to search for. Okay, so if I'm selling an iPhone case, for example, and it's a pink rabbit iPhone case, I might want somebody to search for my pink rabbit iPhone case. That's my keyword search. Okay, so I would generate the super URL. I'm not going to go how to generate that today, but maybe we can do that another time when we come back to keywords. And basically that link will include my landing page and the keywords. So they click on the link and it automatically take there, but with respect to Amazon's search engine itself or the A9 algorithm, it thinks that someone has put in cell phone case, pink rabbits, or whatever the keywords I said. Okay, it thinks it's actually following that way. So the super URL, it sort of tricks the Amazon algorithm with respect to it thinks that someone's actually searched for it and found it. Now, the best way is if you could find your listing, and if you're on page 10, take a screenshot. And if you're doing friends and family, for example, you could actually say to them, you know what, go and find this product and search pink rabbit iPhone case. All right. And basically, I think I'm around page 10, and this is what I look like. Once you've found it, purchase it, and then I'll give you the discount, which is basically what we were talking about last week. Now, some of these review clubs do not allow that. They just say, give us a discount code and the link. In other words, the link direct to your page with the ASIN. Okay, so there's no super URL attached to that at all. Majority of these review clubs don't work with a super URL. Okay, some of the other ones, when we go to the Facebook groups, they do. All right, so there's a bit of a difference there. Okay, so, and again, coming back to AMZ Tracker, okay, it was said here that the reviews are not solicited from the shoppers who purchase your discount product, and they are actually reminded by email and the contract that they signed as a buyer for discounted products that they are not obligated to leave a review when they purchase a discounted product. Okay, however, like I said earlier, a lot of these people still within these review clubs, in other words, the buyers that are looking for bargains, they are still sort of conditioned to leave a review because that has been the old way of doing it, and they're sort of like ingrained into doing that. So these are the pricings, right, for AMZ Tracker. Okay, so we've got here, you can see a number of different tools we've got down on the side. We've got keywords, we've got products, email reports is what you get, on-page analyzer, Amazon super URLs, which I was just mentioning about. Okay, we've got product promotions, voucher sending, sales tracking, and negative review products. In other words, that will tell you when you get a negative review. These are the prices per month, and it basically tells you what you get with each of the items down the left-hand side. Keywords, for example, are at a yearly legend as at 266 per month. You get to track 3,000 keywords. Okay, on the other end of the scale, you got $33.30 a month. Okay, you've got 110. So you can see you've got a variation with respect to these pricing levels on what you get and what you can do with it. So if you're just starting out, you need to consider everything with respect to how much it's going to cost you per month to do these reviews, how many reviews can you do, can I track it, do I get the super URL, and everything like this. Okay, now one advantage, they do have a 7-day free trial. So if you want to get just get one quick promotion done and in and out, you can do that within that 7-day trial and then cancel straight after. Okay, so that's AMZ Tracker. So let's move on to the next one, SNAGSHOUT. So that's another, SNAGSHOUT has been around for a while, and again, SNAGSHOUT has recently been relaunched as a deals only platform. In the past, you could use SNAGSHOUT to offer product discounts in exchange for customer reviews. Now we know that we're not allowed to do that anymore, so that's why they're relaunched as a deals only platform. Now the focus here again is to help you get your products in front of many more customers with the aim of boosting your sales rank and visibility on Amazon. So basically all of these new platforms are coming out, or the platforms that have been around that have changed their focus, they've had to focus on exactly the same thing. Forget asking for reviews. They are now focused on increasing your sales velocity. In other words, the volume of your sales. Okay, and if you get the volume of your sales moved up, you'll automatically get your visibility on Amazon. In other words, you get a better BSR. That's what we're saying here. So, and you'll find a common theme on all of these different platforms that we're looking at. So with SNAGSHOUT, once you're signed up, you can list your products and you can decide how much discount you like to offer. In line with the new TOS, shoppers again are reminded they are no longer receiving discounts in exchange for reviews. They are reminded this every time they make a purchase. All right, so it's very, very clear. However, I keep on saying this, a lot of people that do buy it at the discount clubs and things like this are more likely to leave a review because that's what they've always done in the past. You will clearly get some people out there just looking for a cheap product and a bargain. They're not interested in leaving a review at all. That's the name of the game. Okay, so but hopefully we'll be able to get sales velocity, and in time you will be able to get a number of reviews coming in. Okay. SNAGSHOUT also recommends a discount of at least 50%. All right, some of these platforms recommend different levels, but SNAGSHOUT are saying at least 50% for the best results, and it's not uncommon to see products discounted at 90% or more, which what I said maybe 15 minutes ago. The pricing flat plan for Amazon FBA services starts at $39 a month. Okay, so if we go back to AMZ Tracker, that was $33 a month. SNAGSHOUT, $39, so all there or thereabouts at the starting level per month. All right, so if you're interested in SNAGSHOUT, log in, go and have a look, and you can have a see what you get there. Okay, so this is basically the front page of SNAGSHOUT, and you can see under merchant here, you need to sign up in order to get more details. I'm not signed up to SNAGSHOUT, so I don't have too many more details than this. However, it's a very, very similar platform to to AMZ Tracker. Okay. JUMPSEND. Okay, so I could talk a little bit more authority on this one because I do use JUMPSEND, and we have been using JUMPSEND for a while. So JUMPSEND is brought to you by the same guys that bring you Jungle Scout. Okay, so that's under the same umbrella. And JUMPSEND really focuses on email communication to help Amazon sellers grow their business. This is where you can offer shoppers discount on your products, as always, yeah, to help you increase your sales figures and reap all of the associated benefits. While there are no requirements to leave a review, the new JUMPSEND service will send out an automated email to build a customer-seller relationship, whereas the other two don't. Okay, so this is why I like JUMPSEND, and this is why we use JUMPSEND, because you can carefully craft your email to say, thanks very much for your purchase. I hope you like your product. Blah, blah, blah. This is what it does. This is what it does. And show some of the benefits. And if you really like it, because we're a small company and we thrive on word of mouth and reputation, if you could leave a review, that'd be great. You're not obligated to leave a review, but if you could leave a review, that'd be great. Okay, so that's one of these automated emails that you can craft yourself, and that will be sent out by JUMPSEND. All right, so this will increase the number of reviews, even though you're not allowed to ask. You're just reminding them that if it's a really great product, if you have time, if you feel like it, would it be all right to leave a review? So you're not specifically allowed to say, because you got this at a discount, you must leave a review. You cannot do that. Okay. So JUMPSEND allows you to define when the emails go out. In other words, they'll have a set of triggers, and I think I mentioned this, and I went through this a little bit last week on how to set this up. You can set this up with respect to, you can send out an email a day after you've had confirmation that the product's been delivered. You can send out 2 or 3 emails. We recommended 2 emails at the most. In general cases, just a 1 email on a less than $50 product. But again, you can actually include attachments such as PDFs. Inside that PDF, you can have all sorts of other information, including discount codes for 2nd or 3rd purchase. You've got your own website, you can sign up to that. You can have various different other things. Predominantly, this is for adding value. Again, there's something we mentioned last week. If you can add value, a recipe or tips and tricks on planting flowers or whatever your product's related to, this is a great service because it allows you to do that. Okay. So this service also includes analytics, and it helps you track the data and monitor your Amazon sales ranking. Okay, so you can see the volume of products you're being sold per day. You can limit the number of products sold per day. So if I've got a 7-day campaign, I can say, you know what, limit it to 5 a day, 10 a day, however many coupons I'm giving out. So I'm giving out 5 per day for the 7 days. That's the way you can set it up, as opposed to sending out them all in one day. Okay, so this is a pretty good platform. We like it, we use it, and it gets us results. The prices start from $29 a month. So again, very, very similar to the previous sort of platforms and offerings. So $29 a month allows you to promote up to 3 different products at a time. Okay, so once you've got that sort of product set up, you can keep on repeating that month in, month out, which we recommend. Just keep on boosting your sales as you're moving through. But there's no need to set up a new one because it's already in there. So you can actually set up 3 promotional products for that $29 a month. Okay, there is a blog post on it, and it teaches you and walks you through on how to do that with respect to the new terms of service, which I've been talking about all along. Okay, we like JUMPSEND, like I keep on saying, over the others, simply because I think it just offers a little bit more flexibility. So this is the JUMPSEND. This is what you get over here on the $29 a month. You get 3 products you're allowed to do. You get unlimited email campaigns. Okay, so you can fire out emails after email. We only recommend one email go out per purchase anyway. It's got access to 100,000 shoppers. Okay, so that's the number of buyers they've got listed in their review group itself. You get that analytics with respect to when a product's purchased, when a product's when if somebody has bought it, they will leave a review. You get that information. Okay, and it also allows you to manage your discount codes in a very clever way. You can actually reserve your stock with respect to only one purchase at a time, regardless of whether they're in a discount code or not. Have a look at it. We like it. So we're using the $29 a month. We're only discounting 3 products at the moment. But like I say, the prices are pretty similar. So it's really depending on what you're looking for and how you want to move forward.
Hey, Paul.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, Rob.
So one of the things about that, and I think if you got to keep in mind here is let's talk about cost a little bit. Obviously, you can see that there's some cost in that. But first of all, to have the email campaign inside of this, as well as the promotion, I think makes JUMPSEND one of the best products to do that with. So they're saying that because the thing is how many products are you going to do in the first place? Meaning how many different product lines? It's not going to be that many, first of all, and as well as, you know, you do the promotion and you're done and you stop paying for it. You don't have to keep doing this. So the reality is what you can look at is how much does this cost for promotion? The reality is that it probably only cost you $30 because, you know, in a month-long launch process or even 2 months, you're talking about $60 to have access to all these promotion people, as well as being able to have your email campaign inside of it. So I think it's probably one of the better ones that's out there because of the package of stuff that it comes with. Now you'll find that there are other ones as well, but definitely we like using this and in our own businesses.
Yeah, it's down to you to go and have a look at each of them in turn to figure out which one you like. But Rob said, I've said this is the one we use, and there's a reason why we use it. I think some of the benefits are really cool, and probably the main reason is the way they distribute the coupons or your codes and the email follow-up system all included. Okay, right. So another one I came across was GetBSR. Not too much information available on this until you actually sign up, but it's basically the same deal. Okay, it's basically the same deal. You basically register. You list your product, you offer coupons at a discounted rate, and people buy them. And once people buy them, you've actually got your increased sales volume, increasing your BSR. Okay. Now the pricing on GetBSR is a little bit more, surprisingly. Okay, because it doesn't look as if they do too much more than anything else. However, this is, you got to read this carefully, $100 per ASIN per one product. Let me just remind you what JUMPSEND was. It was $29 for 3 products, 3 ASINs. Okay, so this is a little bit more expensive. And again, you do get other tools beside just the review group inside this, but it's still getting, this is a review section of it. The starter is still $100 per product. Okay. And we're looking at up to 25 coupons. Okay, again, very limited. With JUMPSEND, I can send out 100 coupons if I want, 200. I can send out 1,000 if I want. Okay, so this is a little bit different. I'm just showing you all of the different options that are available that we came across. Okay, so let's move on to the next section, review groups. Okay, so the first section was really software platforms, which are really focused on helping you grow your Amazon business. And a lot of those platforms offer alternative tools that they offer alternative tools outside of just the review groups. Yeah, in other words, they'll offer additional things like we saw on the AMZ tracker offering to start with. Okay, now the review groups. This is specifically set up, okay, just for reviews, and this is primarily set up for buyers. So you would have to actually reach out to these groups and say, I'm not a buyer, I'm a seller. I've got products here that I want to offer your members my product at a heavily discounted rate. Okay, so you go through it, they'll send you a link, and you go through the process there. Again, as normal, every week, yeah, you'll get a copy of these slides. Once you get the slides, all of these are hyperlinked. So you just click on the blue and it will take you direct to the sales page or the main page for each of these products. Now, the first one here is AMZ VIP. Okay, and this is how it works. Let me do a quick zoom here so you can actually see this a little bit better. It's nothing too serious, nothing too technical, nothing too different to what we've already seen. It's just a different formality with respect to the first lot. We're really geared towards sellers. Okay, us as sellers. That's what AMZ Tracker, JUMPSEND are really focusing. They're selling the FBA seller platform. The review groups are primarily for buyers. All right, so that's the difference there. However, us as sellers can actually obviously get our products listed on these platforms. Okay, so in order to get started, you basically sign up. You fill out the survey, yeah, in which categories you're interested in, so you can only show you promotions you're interested in. So again, you can see this is written from a buyer's perspective. Okay, over here, yeah, keep your eye on your inbox because they will email you if you're interested in electronics products, if you're interested in gardening products, for example, as a buyer. You say, I'm interested in anything to do with my gardening. Okay, and what this group will do is they will send products that are heavily discounted in the gardening section. So if you as a seller have a product in the gardening niche or in the gardening category, you would actually reach out to this particular review group or any of the review groups that we're going to cover and say, you know, I've got a product here I'm going to be giving away for a discount of 90% off for your group members. Okay, so you, like I said, you need to reach out to these groups and say, I'm a seller, I'm an Amazon seller, and I've got a promotional product coming up. I'm doing a launch, or doing a whatever it is, but I've got a number of products I want to give away at 90%, 95%, whatever the case may be, and they will walk you through that process, and you'll be able to shift products here. Okay. Now, again, it's important, like we went through last week, is to set up your promotional codes as individual one-off unique codes. So as one code can only be used by one person at a time. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're in danger of letting all of your stock be purchased at that 95% discount. So look at the next one. I've only got one page per of these. And this next one is called Elite Deal Club. Again, same deal, all right? Same deal. This is set up from a buyer's perspective. So you would need to reach out to this review group and say, look, I'm not a buyer, I'm a seller. I'm an Amazon seller. I have a product that I'm launching. I'm doing a promotion on. I want to be able to offer it to your members at a heavily discounted price. Now, if you look at this, join our 348,853 users, in other words, potential buyers you can get in front of, in grabbing the hottest Amazon products at internet's lowest prices up to 99% off. So again, you can see this is clearly written to entice a buyer to join their club, which is good from our point of view from a seller, because we know that we can get in front of 348,000 people just like that. That doesn't mean to say that they're all interested in your product, because they may be signed up for gardening. They may be signed up for bathroom products only, beauty products only, electronics only, whatever the case may be. However, it's a very good platform and a very good way to get your products in front of a lot of people. In other words, shift your products quickly to increase the number of sales per day. If you're getting a number of sales, then the likelihood is you're going to get those reviews coming in. Now, I must reiterate and state clearly here that there is, and there still is, because of the new terms of service, you're not allowed, and these groups will clearly be looking for a bargain. Okay, they'll be looking for a bargain. So there's no guarantees you can get any reviews at all. You cannot email the buyer saying, can I have a review? Or in very few cases, I don't know the details behind this particular elite deal club, you know, but if you're going to give out the codes, they will deal with your codes. They will deal with their members. And whether you're going to get a review is really potluck. Okay. But like I said, these review clubs have been around for a long time. And those members, some of those members have been conditioned over a period of years, if they've been part of these groups for a long time, that if they do buy a product at a discounted rate and they like the product, there is a good chance that they're going to leave a review. Like I said, there's no guarantees, but there's a good chance they're going to leave a review. All right, so I'm just trying to show you the different ways. The first lot, there's a higher probability that you're going to get a review. In other words, the software platforms that are geared towards Amazon sellers. This middle section here is geared towards buyers, but we can actually offer our product in there. So there's less chance, I think, that we're going to get a review from this middle section. Okay, but let's have a look at a few more while we've got it. Each of these links is clickable, so you can go straight to them. Okay, so the next one is Product Review Club. Okay, their URL is productreviewclub.com. And again, this is purely for the buyer, and they're looking for more buyers to actually join their club. Doesn't show how many buyers they have, but again, from our perspective, it's great because we can get in front of a ton of people very quickly, and we can increase our sales very quickly over a short period of time. That is all going to help increase the BSR, move your listing up, and consequently, you will automatically get reviews because you are showing up and getting more sales anyway.
I think that's important right there, Paul. It's super important to realize that. So they might be thinking, well, what if I'm not going to get reviews? Well, this is just one of the ways. I mean, what we're trying to do is dig deep in the well to be able to figure out how you get that 10 to 12 reviews. If you get 1 or 2 from this one. But remember this, these promotions aren't just for the reviews. You're also gaining BSR because you're gaining sales. And some of these, you will be using a super URL. A super URL is basically a link that looks like to Amazon that you had a specific, it's like searching Amazon for a specific keyword and then buying it on that keyword. So it's a direct link to your listing, but it's linked through, let's say, heavy duty hair dryer. And anytime anybody would buy from that link, it would look like they bought it through heavy duty hair dryer, which then would impact your ranking for heavy duty hair dryer or whatever word that you've done. So that's a great second part of this. So this should all be part of your launch plan when you're trying to get these reviews, as well as all of the techniques we talked about last week.
Yeah, which they go hand in hand, very much so. This is just an extension or carry on of last week. Let's jump into the next one. Another good one I found, which is on a list. It was Product Elf. Product Elf. It's productelf.com. And I've gone straight over to the pricing on this one. So we got the review account, seller account. Now here it did actually give us the option of looking at the merchant side. In other words, we're called merchants as sellers. We are merchants. Okay. And it gave us some information here. Let me zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. And again, this is just a review club. So basically, we've got buyers out there looking for bargains. Bargains at 90, 95%, 99% off. People are out there going to buy the stuff all day, every day. All right. But us as sellers, we've got $19.95 per month. We've got a 7-day trial, which is great. Unlimited listings. Okay, going back to some of the other ones, you can remember GetBSR, right? That was $100 for one product. $100 for one product. Okay, here we've got $20, unlimited listings, get product reviews. Obviously, there's no guarantees on this section here, but they're just saying that our members, I think this is reading between the lines, between you and I, is get product reviews means that their members have in the past been conditioned to leave a review on a discounted product. However, they're not allowed to actually ask for that review now because it's against TOS. And these, let me tell you, there's maybe thousands of review clubs that have been shut down or they've shut themselves down because that is the way they operated. Okay, they built their business on getting reviews. All right, so they've now gone out of business, and those people that have changed are still around, and that's what we're saying here. These are all live links. I've checked them out. I checked them out last night, and they're still around. So you can see here when you got get product reviews, that tells me that this is a fairly old group, that some of the members have been around for a long time, that were and are used to leaving reviews. So, this is quite an interesting group to me anyway. So get seller feedback as well. This is something else that used to be very popular. Raise your seller rank. The seller rank, we're talking about BSR. Okay, increasing your BSR or improving on your BSR. Test new products on the market. Basically, launching a new product. Okay, this is exactly what we're talking about. As your first product coming through, you need to promote it and make sure that it's selling. And if it's selling, it's doing well, you just ramp it up and scale it. Yeah, if you find it's not selling or you're not making any money or whatever, move on to the next one. Rinse and repeat. Okay. Network with bloggers. Bloggers is a very good way of getting the word out with respect to your product, depending on the bloggers following. Obviously, if they've got a small following, you're only going to get recommended to a few hundred people. If you've got a huge following, and that's a very good way of getting your product in front of other people with respect to this product can be found on. Now, a lot of these bloggers, let me tell you, they will have set themselves up with an Amazon affiliate account where anything that they send a link to, if they send a product to, if they send a person to any product on Amazon, right, and that person purchases within 60 days of going to visit them, they will get a small discount. So not discount, commission. So, and that's what a lot of these bloggers are set up for. Does it bother us? No, it doesn't bother us. It's good for us because more people are buying our stuff. Okay, so sell more products, and this is exactly what all of these groups are all about now. Not soliciting for feedback and reviews. It's all about selling more products. Okay, so that was 1995. That was Product Elf. Now, let's have a look at the last one before we jump into Facebook. And this is called the giveaway service. And again, not too much information on this one. There's a short video on this, but it's basically all about reaching out to their group of buyers who are, as you can see, spread throughout a number of different platforms. Yeah, they're talking about Amazon here, and over here they're promoting to their group on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and that's where they've built their audience of buyers. All we've got to do is worry about this left-hand side. In other words, you need to contact these guys and say, I'm a seller, I have a product that I'm launching at a heavily discounted rate. I need to get my products in front of your guys, and they will walk you through the process on how to sign up. Okay, so that's giveawayservice.com. Okay, so if you're interested in that, you can go and find out more about that particular group themselves. Now, for this next section, what I'm going to do is basically not tell you anything because it's just so many. I might do a quick search and tell you how to do it. Okay, but this is just a quick screenshot on Facebook groups. Now, you've got a Facebook group you're in. Okay, the Amazon Gorillaz. I've actually launched a product and I've reached out to our members and said, hey guys, I've got a new product. If you're interested in this, it's a kitchen product. Just, private message me or instant message me, whatever. Those people that are interested in a kitchen product come back to me. I've given them a code. They've gone off and purchased the product and left a review. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. And this is basically how the Facebook groups work. All right. Now you can do it personally. You can do it personally within our group. You can do it within some of the groups other groups you're in. But just be careful with respect to posting it generally on other groups. Okay, posting it within the Amazon Gorillaz is okay. Okay, because we monitor that, we look after those groups, and we're saying it's okay. On some of the other groups, we can't actually say whether you're allowed to do that because we're not the owners of those particular groups. But before you go posting generally in the Facebook feed, make sure you get permission to do so, or stick with the Amazon review groups. Okay, because there is a ton of them out there. Now, as you can see here, my quick search term here is in Facebook was Amazon review groups, and that brought up a ton of information. Let me just zoom in here with respect to look at some of these numbers. Okay, top one, Amazon Review Club, 20,000 members. Okay, 564 active posts. In other words, promoting products. Next one down, 13,500 members. 1,000 new members. Look at this. Okay, a lot of these are sellers and buyers all looking to do exchanges. In other words, I've got a promotion. If you're interested in purchasing my product, I don't mind you leaving a review, by the way. Amazon Review Group. Next one down. 32,000 members, 84 active posts. Amazon FBA Review, and this covers US, UK, and Canada. 16,000, just under 17,000 members. Okay, US Amazon Review Club, and it goes on and on and on. Okay, so 5,000 members, and the way this works is you will actually join the club. You will join that club, and again, you will get a set of instructions with respect to if you're a buyer or if you're a seller. If you're a seller, you would generally have to sign up, so a quick bit of paperwork or not, as the case may be, depending on what the groups offer. And then you will have to follow their instructions. Now, let me put a caveat on this. Some of these review clubs do charge money. Others do not. Others are free. Okay, some will charge you, some will not, depending on what the review club is. So my advice is to go and check these out. Click on Amazon Review Club, check on Amazon Review Group, FBA Reviews. Go and have a look at them, see what their terms of service are, and work out which one you want to jump into. Okay, but there are literally hundreds of review groups out there. Now, all I've done is I just, in fact, I think I might have that particular page up.
Hey, and Paul, one of the things about these review groups, and some of them are very blatant, I mean, it's, hey, I need reviews, I need this, and they give the product. So, get in there. I guess the main thing, like you said, is just join the groups and go out there and start monitoring and see how people are doing it. Go back and read the thread for a while and see what's actually going on. Some of these groups may not be active anymore, but once you get inside there, hey, and what I would suggest is maybe even what you might want to do is actually getting these review groups as you're, developing your product, and actually get some products from the review groups and just see how it works. Walk through the process, go on there and help some other people out with reviews, maybe, those kind of things, just to get your hands. Remember, we're always just trying to get our hands inside the engine so we can start tweaking. So up front, when you're still trying to get your reviews for your product, or maybe even searching for a product, these are be places where you can kind of get, which is start monitoring these groups. Join 5 or 6 of them, monitor them, see how they work, see how many posts are happening a day, and then, like I said, maybe get some products sent to yourself. And matter of fact, you can just do so much. You can get so much free stuff out there. So it's a great way to get a bunch of free stuff as well. Could you imagine? And that you're going to be a buyer and you can maybe help some other people out. But So you got to read them. So just go in there and look at them. Now, the other thing that we didn't cover here is that there are other Facebook groups that would be topical, and we're having some success with this right now, where you know, we contact groups that, let's assume, if we're back to our heavy duty hair dryer product, that you might be contacting a group of beauticians, a Facebook group about beauty, a Facebook group about hair cutting, you know, those kind of things. And then what you can do is contact the admin of the thing, send them some product, and then ask them to post afterwards a discounted review. So you might be able to do, you could do an 80 or 90%, you could do a 50%. It could eventually turn into a promotion where you could make a little bit of money or even break even on some of these things, because if the admin recommends and does the post. And the great thing about some of these review groups, it's not like these Amazon ones, is that, you know, some of these people have never been reached out to for anything. So, you know, if you're, you know, your crazy hairstyles from blow dryers is the group that you're going to go into. You know, the admin of that's probably never been contacted to get free stuff. You just send a little note to them. Hey, listen, I've got a product and I'm really looking for some feedback. And, you know, you're an expert, obviously, in hair dryers, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. Can I send you a brand new one for free? 98% of people are going to be like, sure, send me a free hair dryer, because she likes hair dryers if you're in the right group. So, you know, these Facebook groups are out there. That are all topical, so you're just gonna have to put some effort in, you know, and you know, you're depending on your product, you know, there may not be any Facebook groups, but I find that usually unlikely, because you can even find some generic ones. You know, some of them may apply to anything. So, you know, and this is all part of this whole process, and we've been talking about this for 2 weeks now. It's all part of this process where you are trying to just do whatever it takes to get through this thing. It's going to take some tenacity. You know, if it was easy, everybody would be doing this, and everybody would be, you know, there'd be, you know, 10 million or 20, 30 million, 50 million other people trying to do what you're trying to do. The idea is that there's some barrier in having some tenacity and, you know, getting some other ways which you can get reviews. And that's what's great. You're on this call today, or you're listening to this on YouTube later, but your ability to be able to reach out to different ideas and groups, but by being in a group like this and being with the Gorillaz, you're able to get some of these ideas and share them. I mean, just in the last 2 weeks, I mean, we've really covered a lot of ways which you can get yourself some reviews, get yourself some momentum in your launch and those kind of things. So remember, these review things, anytime you get a sale is a sale is a sale, and Amazon regards it as a sale. You know, whether it's $1 or $200, you know, Amazon obviously can make a distinction, but there's nothing wrong with discounting your product. I mean, think about it. People launch products all the time and do specials on them, you know, so there's no problem with you doing discounted products. Sometimes even for, you know, a weekend, I might even lower my price for the weekend on sale. I mean, just, you know, you're just always trying to see what happens and impacts what you do. So, you know, using these other Facebook review groups, using these incentivized review programs, you know, there's obviously the ones you can pay for. There's such a variety of stuff out there. You are not pigeonholed in, so don't let anybody tell you that. As well as using the techniques that we talked about last week, trying to find people in groups and asking them specifically in some of these Facebook groups, even besides these review groups, as Paul have said. You're more than welcome if you contact us and you want to put your products up in you know, any of the Gorillaz groups. We'd be more than happy to help you there. You know, bottom line is we're just trying to give you as many ideas. You're going to have to pick which ones of these, you know, work or, you know, match your product or what your product offering is.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly and well said. Perfectly said and well said.
Hey, and if you go on here, if you go on these review groups, you're going to see a lot of products. So that's one thing. And the second thing is, if you see a product over and over again that you've been looking at, get away from it, because it's likely that these aren't the only people out there doing this, and that your product's being on there 10 times, then that just tells you there are 10 new people coming. So, you know, this is another great way to kind of look at the inside and see what other people are doing when they're launching their products. So there's huge amounts of insight in this. You know, by looking at these Facebook groups as well. I mean, you know, you're going to be able to see a lot of different products. You know, you might even find a product in there. You might go through there and look through, tons and tons of them and find something that, may work for you because you've only seen it one time on 20 different pages.
It's also good to actually purchase some of these, because then you can actually have a look at their quality. You can have a look at their follow-up system as well and see how they do their customer service. Again, that's a big point we talked on last week. So I hope that was really, really interesting. I hope that was helpful as opposed to anything else with respect to, I suppose, wrapping up reviews. If you've got any questions, please jump in. I've got Will here. He's got a question. I think you might have maybe help me out on this one, Rob. I think you've got some knowledge as well. Should I be concerned with my new product being hijacked by review group members while trying to promote or obtain reviews? Or is the possibility of adding competition a normal part of the launch process?
Oh, I think that is exactly the answer. Guys, bottom line is this is a marketplace. I mean, think about when you're looking for products. I mean, we're talking about trying to find products less than 100 competitors, and some of you are having problems with that. So that tells you how many competitors there are in any given category. Having competition is part of your product. It's part of the process. We talk about these reviews and we talk about what we've referred to as authority or social proof. One of the greatest things about social proof is that we take in the way in which we look at products. We make a quick 1.5 second judgment, and that's where we talk about why your listing and looking so good is important in your listing, and making sure that listing looks great, making sure your pictures and your bullet points and everything is organized in a way. Oh, look at that, Paul.
Yeah, I just looked at that.
So you see that product right there. Paul and I originally launched that product about, I don't know, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's funny.
Yeah, you're right. It is part of the process, and there's nothing stopping you. Even when it comes to, I heard someone ask the question with respect to, they were worried with respect to their YouTube video or as an advertising that someone's going to rip it off. You can't stop it. You can't stop any of this, and it is part of the natural process. Whether you're selling a product on Amazon for the very, very first time, and you are the very first person to come up with this magic fairy dust, someone's going to copy it. Absolutely, someone's going to copy it, no doubt about that. And again, it's just part of the natural process that you need to be aware of, and it's nothing to stress about either.
I mean, you can't stop competition. It's all part of it. I mean, it's just literally part of the process. Competition is, and quit being scared about competition. Do your best and do what you can do, and ignore the competition, except for the fact that, that'll allow you to have some, idea what they're doing. But don't fret and worry about this all the time, that there's going to be competitors. Heck yeah, there's going to be competitors. They're going to come in right after you. I mean, here we are 2 years later and people are still, they're only doing about $35,000. And last time I looked at that carburetor thing that we did there, there was, I think we started out, we were one of 3 or 4 of them, weren't we? I mean, we were right in there.
It was less than a handful. Thereabouts.
And so you just never know what you're going to get into with something like that. So you're just going to have competition, and that's why we also talk about getting in and out of a product. The idea here ultimately, and I work with a company called Empire Flippers, is to keep your product for a year to 14 months, and then ideally I would suggest that you sell your listing. You can sell your listing for 25 times your monthly income, which means, let's assume you're doing $1,000 in profit a month. That means you can sell your product for $25,000. Now, why would I do that? I got a successful product. Well, the reason you would do that is so that you can think about the fact that if you had $25,000 liquid to restart again your product you've learned, well, the same process would work in starting another product or another brand or whatever it might be. You've learned the process. Now you've gotten better. You've had a year experience at it. Now you got $25,000. You originally might have started with $2,000 or $3,000. Now your ability to go out and use that $3,000, that means you could launch 10 other products before you'd even break even or lose $1. So think about that. So you go out there and put out 3 products. You still got $14,000 or $15,000 in cash that will help you do other things, to help you live your lifestyle or whatever it might be. But cashing out after these things after a year is incredible. And so there are companies out there who are buying Amazon listings. As a matter of fact, if you're interested, you can go to empireflippers.com and find a business or a FBA business that's on sale right now, because there are people out there selling them. But you're going to pay between 25 and 30 times the monthly profit is what they're willing to buy it, or if you're going to sell it, that's what you would get. So just know that you're going to have to do some work. But going through these processes and going through these, through these products and ideas and trying to find ways to get your reviews, the thing is that most people are going to give up and they're not going to do it. If you're the person who does it and works hard at it, you're going to be able to exceed what other people are doing. And that's why if you're doing all of these things, a little bit of each of them, there's some things I saw today that Paul and I, when we're done with this today, we'll talk about how we're going to implement into some of our products. So, because some of this thing I haven't seen, Paul found some information and I shared him some information last night because I went through my little file of things that I had been, using for promotions and things like that. I gave them to Paul and then he looked and he found some new stuff. So, there's always new information, but you always have to be promoting your product. That's the biggest issue that people have, is they give up on there. Start the product and then they don't continue to do promotions. The promotions are important. We talk about, if you've listened to the original, our how to find a product video that's out there, when you initially look at that, we talk about that. Is that, you don't want to have the best burger in the world problem, which is, you've got an amazing product, yet nobody knows about your product. You have to continue to always promote. I would suggest that every month you have some sort of promotion that you're going, whether it's a JUMPSEND one or you're going to a review group. But your idea is to always constantly be helping your sales. The only way you're going to improve is for you to get more sales. And so if you can get more sales, that means you slide up in position, and then Amazon then promotes you more the higher you get. So, and that's the idea is to get sales. And so the great thing is you can work on sales and reviews, but you're just going to have to work a little bit harder for them. I actually got somebody today who sent me a message this morning about having a problem with some reviews. We talked about the email sequence. Now, Paul and I suggest definitely no more than 3, and they should be over a 90-day period. I'm not a big, I think 2. I think 2 is better than 3. Initial follow-up and a second follow-up. But if you send me 4 emails about a $20 product, I am not going to be happy. That's spam to me, and I don't want you bothering me. Some people think that it's better to keep going. Now, if you have a product that's $35 up, then, I don't have a problem you doing a little bit more. But if you're on a $25 product, there's no reason on this earth to go out there and, get so many of them. So as you can see here, Paul's been just scanning down all the things there. Look how many things you could go in there and get for free as well. So don't worry about competition. Be aware of it. Some of the things we talked about, how you secure your product in some of our other videos, and making sure that you have a unique product so that nobody can copy it, and be prepared for someone to hijack your thing and how that's dealt with. So that's why you have to have the product insert that will help you identify it as your product. And we actually have a new company that actually Paul, I haven't even told Paul about this. I sent him the link last night, but I went to a big weekend seminar about 2.5-3 weeks ago. And I met a young man who basically, he does photography and graphic design for Amazon listings, and they're incredible. So we're going to be doing probably in the next 2 weeks, a webinar with him where we talk about the importance of pictures and graphics and how much it can make an impact to your listing. So that's what's great about looking at this. You can see what other people are doing, and we're going to share what the ideas and why pictures are so important, and how they lead to sales. And especially at the beginning, the more professional and the better looking your listing is, the less likely people need to see the reviews, because they're going to make an evaluation. We don't have a lot of reviews, but oh, look, his pictures look incredible, so he must be a good product because his pictures look great. So it looks like there's a lot of sex toys on there today too.
Yeah, skimming past those quickly.
Well, very good. That's my input for the day.
Well,
any other questions? before we get out of here?
I don't think so. I think we covered everything. That was the only questions that we've seen. I think we covered an awful lot today. A lot of facts, a lot of our insight knowledge as well. If you do have any questions, you know how to reach us. On the Facebook group, you've got our Skype details. You've got various different methods on how to contact both Rob and I. If you need any questions answering, we are here to help. So that's not a problem. If you want to stick around afterwards, I think Rob might have a little bit of time. I've got to shoot. It's my first day back here at home for a little while, so I've got to go and do running. But same time next week, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. And between now and then, successful selling and successful searching for products. Whatever stage you're in, just keep on moving forward.
Thank you, guys.
Excellent. Talk soon. Thanks. Bye-bye now.